My people, 3 years after Sars, Sanwo-Olu finally break silence. Finally come answer who give order. The question wey dem don dey ask Sanwo-Olu since. Sanwo-Olu who give order? Who give order for Sars? Sanwo-Olu no gree talk. Now when we say election don reach, Sanwo-Olu don grant interview, don talk who give the order, oh my people. Now a lot of people come dey drag Sanwo-Olu. Sanwo-Olu, why you no talk since then? Why you no talk since then? Why be say na after when election don dey reach, now you come dey grant interview left and right, come dey talk to youth? A lot of people dey talk say Sanwo-Olu na nice person, but because of this Sars, people come think say Sanwo-Olu na bad person. Because Sanwo-Olu, a lot of people dey talk say Sanwo-Olu dey work well for Lagos, but this Sars come put stain for Sanwo-Olu name. Now Sanwo-Olu now dey grown up and down to clear him name, to clean him name, to let Nigerian citizens know say no be give order, see wetin dey happen. No, Sanwo-Olu come dey grant interview left and right. My people, I go like make una hear from Sanwo-Olu. Make una hear wetin Sanwo-Olu talk about the Sars, my people. When Sanwo-Olu dey let us dey understand say no be he give order, say who give order. My people, Sanwo-Olu don finally clear the hair about the Sars wey the Nigerian citizen 1 year since all this while, when after 3 years since 2020, since 2020, men na come see say Sanwo-Olu come dey grant interview, come dey answer the question wey dem don dey ask since 3 years ago. My people, make una go watch the video, my people.
When we talk about young people, when we look at the legacy of the first 4 years of the Governor Sanwo-Olu administration, you talk about infrastructure, you're big on that. You talk about what you've done in maternal mortality. But one thing that the young people talk about is your response to the Sars protest. Lagos State was the epicenter. I'm sure you didn't imagine that you'd come for an interview and not speak about that.
That's okay.
Because that's one of the grievances of the young people and why they say they're not going to vote for you on Saturday. So, in terms of the role that you played, are there lessons from how you handled or responded to the young people's agitations for Sars in 2020? Hold on a second, sir, please. And also, in responding to that, what would you have done better? Because the young people are listening, it's big on their hearts, and so they want you to speak to them as their chief executive officer, how you would have handled their agitations perhaps better, because they felt that they were, you put them in a very precarious situation, and that there's some errors that you denied that actually happened. And the second part of that question is on security. A few minutes ago, you talked about the fact that with the security, you didn't attend debates for that. However, many Lagosians can't say that. They are on the streets of Lagos and they're afraid. And unlike you, sir, they don't have the security protection that your office offers. So do you think security has fared better in the 4 years of you being governor? And how better would you handle security in Lagos?
I would have wanted a longer time to explain, because you've touched on very critical things. My role played, lessons learned, absolutely. There's no leader that world's worth his while that will not do, a forensic analysis of what happened. But if you want to, for once, just drop it, right, and do a role play, put yourself in my situation and, just watch and not listen to what I think I want to hear, but hear what truly actually happened, and not just social media, In fact, the Sars had started almost 3 weeks before that incident of October 20. Almost 3 weeks. So it had built up, in itself in various locations. People have come to some certain locations as a place where they can always aggregate on a daily basis. I was the first governor that went there to meet with them nationwide. It didn't start in Lagos, but when it got to, I was the first, right? Waters and all sorts. That's the price of leadership. I was one that took the 4-4 or the 5-for-5 to Mr. President with pictures, with everything. I was the first that set up, right, a fund for people that were either had been molested by police to come forward and get restitution. Right, I was the first. I was the first that set up, a tribunal and a panel. In all of these things, I was the first. Move forward. The incident on that night happened. I was in my house with some cabinet members when it happened, so we didn't have an idea at all. In terms of the question they asked, who ordered the shooting and also, who ordered for a CPS not to listen to me when I went to Magodo the other day? So you can see who other that were at election last Saturday. There were more military out there, than police. Who othered? It's not in my remit. It's not in my space. But if we just drop it for 1 second and just do a role play, right, and ask what were my own actions before, during, and after. I went out that night. I went to all the hospitals, that we could have patients. I went out at 12 midnight, right, that night, and I saw things for myself. And I reported what I saw. 8 o'clock the following morning. At 10, 11 o'clock, things could have changed. But I reported what I saw, right? And I would not deny what I didn't see to what the people want me to say. And I want to speak to the youth and say that, indeed, I am a father. I'm a leader. I'm a man that truly understands the pain that parents bear, the challenge that you have as a young person. I have been a startup myself. At 25, I own a small company that crashed at 26. I've lost money before. I understand what it is for a young person to be out there sweating yourself out and not being able to meet up what it is. So I will be the least person that will disenfranchise or that will mess them up. So the lessons and the learning of NSAS is not lost on me. Will we do a few things differently? Yes, we will, right? But I just need to say that we need to leave this idea around there was a big bust that happened. No. And one other thing, right? All of the people, and I'm saying this for the first time on national TV, all of the people that claim that they were either injured or they were affected in one form or the other, I, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, have reached out to them and I've supported them. I've given them jobs, I've given them empowerment, I've given them things for them to start with. And that's why you don't see anybody during this campaign trail coming out to say that I was an NSAS event, I lost something, and because I have taken it up, and I feel that is not a thing for the papers. That is something for me as a father, as a leader, to do for them and clear this hair around it. Don't forget, it was 2022 that we had COVID. I lost citizens. After that event of 2020, it was October, in December, we lost the highest number of fatality on COVID based on all of the things that happened. We lost 7-8 professors in 1 week. And so let's be big and see the bigger picture, right? And people have asked me, what are the things, that always bleeds your heart when you wake up? Is the fact that my young kids, my unicorns, my self-start young people do not do a role play for 1 second. Don't put things in your head that this is the only way and that's what has happened. No, just for 1 second, drop it and do a reflective mode and play it back. It wasn't a flash incident. It was an incident that has piled up for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks. And for whatever reason, I didn't have control. I don't control the police. I don't control the media. We've still on the conversation. Just to do state police, we've been on it for 3-4 years. We've been on it.
My people, now the video now on a new watch finish so. On a see what it happen for inside the video. Alright, my people. I would like to end the video for you. Make una let me know waiting on a thing for the comment section. And if una never subscribe, make una subscribe so that una not go miss any latest gist way I dey upload. Now bye bye till I come on away next time. Bye guys, catch you in the next video. Bye guys.